Hello, my name is Mary Riggs, and I'm a teacher at Walnut Hill Elementary Middle School, and I am passionate about instilling a desire for my students to be lifelong learners. I'm a second grade teacher, and I utilize the Zern curriculum for my math instruction. I teach my math block in 2 rotations, so half my students are at the teacher table with me, learning the small group lesson, while the other half are on their iPads at their desks doing the Zern digital component. The objective for the lesson you're about to watch is for my students to use math drawings to represent composition with a place value chart and relate this drawing back to a written vertical method. In the lessons prior to this one, we have been working with a concrete model. We've gotten out place value chips and modeled the numbers that we are adding and seeing what it looks like on a place value chart. And yesterday, we related this concrete model with the discs to a written vertical method. So that was the first time they were introduced to that. And today we are moving away from that concrete model to a pictorial model by drawing the disc and again relating that back to a written vertical form. So going through this progression from a concrete to pictorial and relating it to the abstract provides a firm foundation for my students to understand what is happening when we're adding, and also helps them to reach those goals of being able to fluently add and subtract within 1,000 and using place value strategies to answer their problems. So with this lesson, they need a lot of practice. Like I mentioned, the lesson prior to this one, they were just introduced to the written vertical method. And with that, they need a lot of feedback. When they set it up, we got to make sure it's lined up correctly. How do we show a bundled 10? All of that is so important because we want them to learn the right way. So for this lesson, I am utilizing the small group just so I can see every one of my students. I can see their work. I can give them that immediate feedback that they need so that they can be successful. I've also incorporated word problems so that my students can see how it relates to the real world. And also I use their names to make it a little bit more exciting for them and make it more relevant to them and get them excited about the lesson. We're going to start drawing them, right? So we've been modeling with these discs, but now we're going to draw them, right? So watch me draw. So I have the problem 32 plus 24, right? Now, how many 10s are in 32?
3.
We have 3 10s. So let me do my vertical form. And I can come over here and I can say, okay, well, 32 has my 3 10s. And how many ones? 2. Right? So did I model that correctly? Yeah. And then what else do we need to do? Add 24. So how am I going to model 24, Kendall? 2 10s. That's an upside down 10, but you know what I mean. 2 10s and my 4 1s. Now let's look over here at my vertical form. Now yesterday I told you some very important things to remember whenever you have vertical form. What did I tell you? What's important about how you write it? Phoenix? Right? That's like the most important thing, is making sure it's lined up, right? 1s on top of the 1s, 10s on top of the 10s. What does this line down here at the bottom represent? Sign?
The equal sign.
That's the equal sign, right? So rather than having 2 small lines on top of each other, we have 1 big one at the bottom. Okay? Now, where do I need to start adding? Only have 2 places. Where do I need to start adding? Holden? The 1's place. And who can tell me why is it so important that we always start with our 1's place, Rashad? Ooh, well, you can elaborate on what Rashad's saying. Alright.
Because you can count all.
Yeah, we might need a bundle of 10, right? So we always start in the 1's place. But let's add up. What is 2 1s plus 4 1s?
6 1s.
It is going to be 6 1s. Do I need a bundle of 10?
No.
No. Right? And so for my 1's answer, I'm going to write it just below my 1's. Right? So all my 1's are stacked up on top of each other. You see that?
Yeah.
Alright, now where do we go to add next? 7. 10s. And what am I adding in my 10's place? Tinsley?
3 plus 5 is 2.
3 plus 2, right? And what is 3 10s plus 2 10s?
5.
It is 5 ones.
That equals 50.
56. So 32. 5 tens, my bad. Thank you for correcting my mistake. 32 plus 24 is
56.
56. Okay. So now talk to your partner. How does what I did on the vertical form match what I did on the place value chart? Talk to your partner. Bloop, bloop, bloop. How does it match? And show our bundled 10. Now, are we adding on 10?
No.
No, right? Why are we not adding on 10? Think about it. Why are we not adding a 10? It's still the same value, right? So what we've done is we compose the 10, right? We bundle our 10 ones, and now we show it with our new 10 units. Okay? So now, do I have any ones left over? No. So what number do I put my ones place?
0.
Get on reflex for now. On you, get on reflex for now. Now, what's the next step? Add the tens, and what? Let's count up. We have 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5, 6. Good. 60. But I've forgotten something very important on my vertical form. What have I forgotten? Salvia? Well, we already put our 1. You must have missed that step. What am I forgetting, Kendall? My bundle 10, right? We put it on the equal sign, right? But now, where does it go? Does it go under my 1s or my 10s? My 10s. We want to make sure it's really important that we show it on the equal sign in our 10s place. Because if I look, don't I see my 10 ones? Yep. Yep. Well, so that looks like 610, doesn't it? So it's not going to go there. It's right there on the equal sign. And yours is in the 1s place. It must be right in the 2s place. Hopefully, we have good job. We have a lot of practice. Let me see your bundle 10 on your vertical form. Where does it go? Look at the board if you need help. Where's our bundle 10 should go? Again, make sure whenever we're writing, you do it underneath our 10 star ones, and our bundle 10 goes in our 10th place, alright? 60. Alright. I know. Star first. Alright, read the problem for me.
Kendall ate 57 strawberries. Riley ate 28 more than Kendall. How many strawberries did Riley eat?
Okay, so now how are we going to show this in a number sentence? Why don't you talk to your partner? How would I solve that on a number sentence? What would I set up? No, I said number sentence, not using our hands to solve it. Okay, but let's think. It said Riley ate 28 more than Kendall. So we're trying to find out how many Riley ate, right? Okay, so let's think. We're looking for how many Riley ate, right?
Yeah.
And if I know Kendall ate 57, did Kendall eat more or less than Riley? Well, let me ask that again. Did Riley eat more or less than Kendall? More. Look at the problem. Hold on. Get your heads up. It says Riley ate 28 more than Kendall, right? So I know Kendall had 57. I know Riley ate 28 more than that. So will Riley's number be bigger or smaller?
Bigger.
It'll be bigger. So what am I going to do with the 57 and 28? We're going to add it, okay? So now we are ready to set this up. 57 plus 28. I want you to show me the vertical form for it, as well as what it looks like on my place value chart. Right there. Good job with your one, you covered your one. That's good. Good job. Okay, make sure you have your equal sign underneath it. Now put your second number underneath it. Okay, but just make sure that each one's on top of each one. And show it on your place value chart. Come on. Good job. Already been doing a great job. So we're going to model it with our place value chart in the big section. So let's look at this problem. Do you agree with this place value chart and the vertical form? I want you to take a second before you just say yes. I want you to think, do you agree? Look at how it's modeled, look what they've done. Alright, talk to your partner. What do you think? Do you agree? Yes or no? Why?
No, because they're more close to the 10. So they added more. So they didn't do
Okay, so what do we think? They do it right, Riley?
Yes.
You think you just said no, baby. You just said no with your partner. Okay, who can tell me
I
why?
said the one.
Okay, well that should have been what told you that they did it. We don't agree. So who can help out Riley? Who can explain why do we not agree? What did this person do wrong? Holden? They circled 11 ones, right? And how many ones do we need to make a 10? 10. Right? So if they would have done this correctly, how many ones would have been left over after they bundled a 10? 3. So the answer shouldn't be 92, it should be 93. Now look at the vertical form. Did they show their bundled 10 correctly?
No.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
just say it.
Yeah.
They did show that correctly. It's just like we said, they circled 11 ones instead of 10. So we got to make sure we're very careful because we didn't answer wrong. If we're just like, oh, this looks about 10, right? We always need to make sure that we circle exactly 10, right?
Like half the number.
Mm-hmm. Place value chart. Right? So today we looked at the place value chart, we modeled it, we saw how it related to the vertical form and how we show that bundled 10, and y'all did awesome. What's up?
It's so fun.
I'm glad you're having so much fun with it. We're going to keep doing it tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. I do believe that the objective for this lesson was met. My students were able to use their math drawings and represent the composition of two different numbers and see how that relates to this new written vertical method. They were able to see, okay, if I have 6 ones plus 7 ones, that makes 13 ones. I can bundle up 10 of those. I can show it on my place value chart. But also, oh, there's this new way, and I can see, I can show my bundled 10 in 10th place, and I write my leftover ones. So they were able to see what that looks like on both of them and how they relate to each other. The objective of today was not for them to master the written vertical method that is later on in 3rd grade. But this lesson provided a good opportunity for me to give them feedback and make sure that they're practicing setting up that vertical form the correct way so that they can work towards that mastery that is expected later on. The one thing I would do differently next time would be incorporate a little bit more student choice. So this is a lesson that they really just needed a lot of practice with and making sure they set it up correctly, they modeled it correctly. So it was a little repetitive, and I think it would have been a little bit more engaging if at the end I said, okay, now you make a problem. You create a two-digit number, add it to a two-digit number, see what happens. And I could have checked that. And so I think some student choice would have been a good addition to this lesson. So I'll remember that for next time. After this, my students went on to do their Zern lesson, and they eventually did an exit ticket to close out the lesson for today.